CTV family.
Welcome back from that ad break. You are still tuned into EKSE, the biggest, baddest, most hip and happening show in the mother city, of course. We're bringing you education and entertainment, and we like to call it edutainment. My name is Kim Blanchet, and of course, you are still tuned into EKSE. We are on the yellow couches. Now, if you are enjoying the show, please give us a call on 021 448 0448, or on Twitter, we are EKSE_live. On Facebook, we are EKSE on Cape Town TV. We are still looking for your content. We want you to join our show because this is actually your show and our show, and it is together. Now, right now on the yellow couches, we have Mpho. Now, he is actually part of the Presidential Commission on the Fourth Industrial Revolution. He is also a business owner, a CEO of 3 very successful businesses, and an author. Mpho, welcome to EKSE.
Thank you so much for having me, and hello to all your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, first of all, you grew up in Venda, and that is obviously at the tip of South Africa. Tell us what it was like growing up there and how your childhood actually shaped your success.
So I grew up in Limpopo, in Venda, specifically Makado, and I think if anything, the way that I grew up or the environment that I grew up, it allowed for me to dream big. Because I grew up in a small town where, it's not like the big cities or the big cities of the world. So growing up from that town, whenever I see a movie, whenever I watch a television show, it was always something bigger. So it allowed us to dream big and think of the bigger things of life.
Yeah.
Because I grew up seeing a very small town, a very small place where the buildings were not as tall as the buildings you'd see on TV or online. So that allowed me to dream bigger and see bigger and think for myself bigger.
And also, you obviously had the opportunity to go to Silicon Valley, Facebook headquarters, Googleplex. What was those experiences like for you?
They were very interesting. I think I learned quite a lot from all those experiences. I mean, one of the things that I learned about Facebook was the way that they treated their employees so well, as well as Google. In Google, there are amazing stuff like embeds in the actual building. So if you're an employee of Google and you're tired, you can just go in and sleep. They had a laundry service where employees in the morning would drop off their laundry, but not only their laundry, they'd also drop off their children.
Wow.
And at the end of their workday, their laundry will be ironed for them and packed for them, as well as their children would have gone through a daycare experience that's very advanced or taken care of. So those were some of the things that I noticed, that Google really treated their employees extremely well in terms of what the employees are able to do. And I also learned that a lot of the environment is very open to the public, that they hosted a lot of meetups where people came through and discussed new ideas, better ways of doing things. So they had a very collaborative state of business that they conducted, that they allowed people to collaborate, work together, and work efficiently. But I think what impressed me most is the work environment. It was a really pleasant work environment, one that one could say it's better being at work than being at home. And I think that's the future of the work environment, that people want to enjoy where they work.
Yeah. And also, please tell us about the Presidential Commission and the Fourth Industrial Revolution and what your involvement is in that commission.
So the Presidential Commission is a commission set up to spearhead the Fourth Industrial Revolution in South Africa. Our task is to make the South African country competitive within the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and also to create a strategy which will bring in all the different sectors and help bring each sector into the Fourth Industrial Revolution competitively so when it comes to the rest of the world. Our job is mainly to conduct or to create a strategy that will help the country win in the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
And where is the country? Where is South Africa? Where do we lie on the spectrum of being a developed country when it comes to the Fourth Industrial Revolution? How are we doing?
I think, if anything, the good thing is that we are actually planning for it. And I think the main point of it is to execute on the plan. And I think a lot of the stuff that we're starting to execute on is coming along quite well, but there is lots of room for improvement. So we are a country, or we are a continent, as we all know, that's not as interconnected as the rest of the continents, that's not as advanced when it comes to technology as the rest of the continents. But that's why the Commission is there, to fix that and create an environment where we will be advanced and where we will be competitive.
And of course, you are a CEO of 3 thriving businesses. What are these businesses, and what were your keys to success?
I think so. I'll start with my keys to success. My keys to success has always been to actually give something a try. And I think that's where a lot of people fail, or a lot of people don't actually get stuff right, that they never actually try. They don't actually put in effort to actually begin or try something. And I think that's been my key to my success, that I actually give businesses a try, give them a chance, and I give them my best. I focus on them. I focus on growing them and understanding them, and actually being a key player in each and every one of the industries that I participate in. The 3 companies that I own, one is called Invest in Future Currency, where we educate people on cryptocurrencies, how they can become profitable in them, and how they can take advantage of the cryptocurrency boom that the world is experiencing. The second company is called Africro Mineral Resources Processing, and that's where we process a mineral called chromium, and we sell it internationally, but also use it for manufacturing in South Africa. And the third business is a consulting business, where we consult big companies as well as individuals on how they can actually be involved in the 4th Industrial Revolution.
Wow, what a mouthful. How did you actually manage to go on that journey of establishing 3 businesses? Was it interlinked, or was it something that was completely separate, or things that you set out for yourself, and were they goals for you?
I think a lot of it started off from the passions that I had. So when I have a passion, I explore my passion, I understand my passion, and I try my best to improve myself in whatever field or passion that I have. So a lot of them came up as passion projects, and as they grew, I got to understand them better and position myself better in the industry to start enjoying them, and not only enjoying them, but maximizing the profit and the opportunities within those specific industries.
Yeah, and besides that, of course, you're also an author of the book called Mr Bitcoin. What were you thinking about, like, when you wrote this book, and who was your target market? Who did you want this book to speak to?
I was thinking about sharing my story because I think a lot of times we don't have the African success stories out there. Young people in South Africa, in Africa, thriving and doing well in different industries. And I wanted to change that narrative and have my story known out there. But not only have it known, but also have it inspire other young people, as well as old people as well, to dream big, to execute big, and to also take advantage of the 4th Industrial Revolution technologies such as blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, etc. So that was my goal. And I think anybody who wants to learn more about technology, learn more about Bitcoin, learn more about my journey, how to become an entrepreneur, that's the type of person that I wrote the book for.
I see. And I also understand you refer to yourself as an obsessive entrepreneur and investor. Why do you say this about yourself, and how can someone who is watching develop characteristics like this?
I think the reason why I use the word obsessive is because if you're not going to be fully obsessed about what you're doing, then you're going to get mediocre results, or you're not even going to get good results. And I think it's important that in whatever field or industry you go into, you need to go into it with an obsession type of hunger to learn, master, and dominate in that specific industry. So that's the approach that I have to investing in the companies that I choose to invest in, and also in the companies that I choose to actively be involved in the leadership team of those companies. I become very obsessed with that industry. I understand it fully, and I take great advantage of each opportunity that comes my way in that opportunity.
You also refer to yourself as a solution architect. And we're going to get back to this because I actually really want to know what a solution architect is. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back. Don't go away.
CTV family.